This was a great question that was brought up by Spencer.
How does Spencer get credit for that damn question? That was my question.
Just answer the question, Terry.
Yeah, well, you pissed me off. You got a fan base that looks at Michigan State as a JV team.
Once, maybe.
How about Zero?
Zero.
They were never favored to beat Michigan, and they beat them 10 out of 14 times. State really cares about this game. We don't care because we just focus on Ohio State.
Here's the whole thing. The tuck train, it's coming.
This was a great question that was brought up by Spencer, D-Mac, and I can't wait to kick this thing around. And this will probably carry the rest of the show if we let it. But I've always wondered this also. The predictions, right? We all do this. It's our job. You guys do this as fans. Why every year is Michigan always picked to win the Big Ten, or it's going to come down to Ohio State, and Michigan, this will be the year Michigan beats Michigan State and those types of things? Why are the predictions the same every year? Why is it Michigan's held in this regard, Michigan State's held in this regard? I'm just talking about predictions. Media does it, we do it, everybody does it. Why is that?
Usually because of the coach. Usually because of what's expected, the 5-star recruit that's been shoved down our throat.
But they've only gotten 7 of them in 7 years. It's not,
It's just because of the same thing as what we talk about to that degree of Michigan fan that has their head in the clouds and doesn't see the reality where their program is. It's just the way that it is. It's almost like it's always Spartans got to prove, and Michigan starts where they're at and almost has to prove that they're not. Right? It's I guess it's the ask Terry would be a great one to ask that.
It's the 1970s and Bo Schembechler. That's why Michigan is always predicted. And first of all, I got another question. How does Spencer get credit for that damn question? That was my question.
Well, he makes the show sheet. Technically,
Yeah, but
he
I
asked the
sent it
question.
to you and sent it to him. The hell with Spencer. No, but the
Just answer the question, Terry.
yeah, well, you pissed me off. But it's the Block M. It's the power of the Block M. First of all, you got a fan base that looks at Michigan State as a JV team. You have a fan base that thinks Michigan has won the Big Ten 10 out of the last 12 times. You have a fan base that acts like it beats Ohio State every other year. And there's an inferiority complex with Michigan State Spartans and stuff. So no matter what the situation is, Michigan is going to be favored. And I got a question for you.
Yes.
Michigan State beat Michigan 10 out of 14 years.
Right.
How many times was Michigan State favored in those games? Those 14 games?
Not often.
Once,
maybe.
How about Zero?
Zero.
They were never favored to beat Michigan, and they beat them 10 out of 14 times. Now, the narrative this year is there is no way Michigan State can beat Jim Harbaugh, or that Mel Tucker can beat Jim Harbaugh 3 times in a row. Last year, the narrative was there's no way Mel Tucker can beat Jim Harbaugh twice in a row. So we just are in that situation, and I say it's the 1970s all over again. College football never modernizes. We always think it's the Michigan team from 1970, it's the Michigan State team from 1970 that imploded all the time. Michigan State's got a good program. But if you say that, people make fun of you. They think that you're just being a Sparty, a Slappy and stuff. I'm not saying Michigan State has a better program, but Michigan State does have a good program. But people from Michigan don't even want to acknowledge that.
And the YouTube chat thread, Go Blue, says Neil's trolling. I didn't even come up with this. They're fighting over who came up with it. I didn't come up with it.
I came up with it, damn it. I'm trolling. I am.
No, but it's a valid question though, D-Mac, because why is it that way with college football? Why?
Well, I think is it, Terry, would you not say it's the same way in other states that have
Oklahoma State is never the favorite against Oklahoma.
It's Texas State. Like when they deserve to or whatever, they don't get the respect. And I think that when it comes down to fan bases, it's that little brother, the mentality that the state fans have been told or they don't believe it. Right, but it's the disrespect that keeps it sort of here. And then the polls and every year because the NCAA or because the voters or somebody hasn't changed it. It's the same thing in the preseason, but we know this from being around here. It doesn't matter what it is when that football is placed out there between Michigan and Michigan State. It's usually a really good game. And as of late, Michigan State's had their numbers. So until Michigan can prove that they can beat them, yeah, Michigan proved that they could beat Ohio State last year, which is huge.
Finally.
Right? That's what I'm saying. But how about taking care of in-state too?
Yeah, that would be good. But Michigan fans could always downplay that by saying, well, State really cares about this game. We don't care because we just focus on Ohio State.
Well, here's the whole thing. The tuck train, it's coming, right? So what he's doing,
That's what I've been told.
What I'm saying is that we're going to watch, and whether this year or not, it's a building process, right? You're wondering if Michigan has gotten stagnant into the same thing. Look at what we're dealing with Michigan right now, where there's not a number one quarterback, and you still have, okay, the beginning of the year, it's a softer schedule, but we're going to play this guy here, play this guy here. It's that indecision. They know what they want to do at Michigan State. It's whether they get the talent in there, and they continue to do it that way. You know what to expect. That will recruit kids. Mel Tucker's already proven he can get them off the portal. So I think with Michigan, the talent's there. You know what I'm saying? That the coach, they proved what they did last year, but what are they going to do? How are they going to build from it? And right now, not having a number one quarterback, it could work out for the best. And Jim Harbaugh is brilliant as he's supposed to be as a coach. But history says that it probably isn't going to. So I think it's that indecision that brings it down. So, I mean, the best part is what they got to play, right? This weekend they got to play, and we'll come in Monday and we'll see.
Yeah, but we're going to be right back to where we were.
I know, you always will be until they play each other. But at the end of the day, I don't care what it is, the head-to-head contest, no matter where you're at, you got to win.
AC in the YouTube chat there, it says people who root for Michigan and Michigan State probably also root for Barcelona and Real Madrid together. That's a pretty funny one for the soccer people in the room. What'd you have, Terry?
No, I was going to say, but Michigan people rationalize that they never have lost to State anyway. Last year, the only reason Michigan State beat them was because of bad calls.
Refs beat them, right?
The refs beat them all the time, not the Spartans.
The clock keeper beats them.
Hey, Sparty Bob
the rain beat him.
He did put a haymaker on him.
Yep, the rain beat him one year.
The turf monster tripped Desmond Howard. I mean, there's just so many things. So if you feel, even if you're on the wrong side of the scoreboard, you didn't lose, you're still the better team. Like last year when State beat Michigan, Michigan fans pounded, we're the better team, we're the better team, we're the better team. And we live behind the blue wall, the big blue wall, so that's what we're taught. That's what we're...
I keep hearing about that around town, Terry, like the blue wall. There are, again, I always get beat up by people when I say this, but there are some consistencies with the media in this town in terms of where they went to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, Is that fair? That's fair, right, guys?
No, it's accurate. It's very accurate. And the thing, I think college football beat writers and columnists are the biggest homers of all the media. Because what happens, don't tell me they're squawking, because what happens is if you write something bad about the Pistons, you get chewed out by the coach or somebody, and then you move on. In college, you get chewed out by the athletic director, the coach, and probably somebody's mama, and then they threaten to yank your credentials. Or if they don't take your credentials, you're in the last row with binoculars on trying to see what's going on. They don't let you in the building.